Hey, it's Kim, Notes from My Needle. Welcome to my first ever Stitch with Me. I am working on this hands-on design pattern, Block Party Mend. Right now, if you can see from the picture, there's a sewing machine right there. That is where I started the pattern, in that corner. And as you can see, I have the sewing machine done, measuring tape, and one of the tomatoes. I'm currently working the measuring tape right here, and then I'm going to go up and work the next part of the pattern, which I believe is like a needle keep, maybe. I don't know. This is my first ever Stitch with Me, so we're going to see how this goes and see if I can keep the stitching in frame. That might prove to be difficult, because if you could see my setup, you would see how absolutely ridiculous this is right now. As if you've watched previous videos, you know that I record my videos on my phone, and I don't currently have a proper stand, so I am using a selfie stick, which I have kind of jerry-rigged to stand upright. It's not the most glamorous, or, well, really, I don't even know how functional it is, because I really don't know how far I'm going to get with this video before I get frustrated with it, because in a perfect world, the camera would kind of be behind me, looking down over my shoulder, because the way I'm holding my stitching right now, it's not really the best solution for anybody, because my hand keeps coming too close, and then my stitching goes out of focus because my camera wants to focus on my hand and not on the stitching underneath. But you know what? We will roll with it and see how it goes. It could be disastrous, in which case I probably won't even upload this. So how is everybody doing? What is everybody working on? I have gone in hard for the Christmas stitching, other than this piece, really. I want to try to get as many Christmas things finished as I possibly can over the next, I'd say, 4 weeks or so, just because there are some things I want to give as gifts, some things I want to use to decorate my home, etc. So I'm here for the Christmas stitching. I'm all in for it. At the same point, I want to get this done, and I figured this would be a good pattern to choose for Stitch with Me, as there's a lot of, I guess, mindless stitching, where not a whole lot of color changes, you're stitching in rows. Figured it would be easier and I wouldn't lose my place as often. In theory, that's where my mind was. It's been a busy week. We just got through with the Remembrance Day holiday here in Canada. For you guys in the States, it's Veterans Day. We had a lot to do. Both of my kids were involved in 2 separate Remembrance Day ceremonies that we have here in my town. My daughter was marching to the cenotaph with her brownie troop, and my son was taking part at another ceremony as a cadet. He's in the cadet band, he plays the trumpet, and he had been invited to play the last post as well as reveille. So my husband and I divided and conquered. My husband is a military member, he's in the Navy. So he wore his uniform and went with my daughter to her ceremony, which is rather large, actually. There are quite a few members from the military, members of the community, etc., different groups like the Brownies, the Cubs, the Scouts, that all go and attend and lay wreaths. And the ceremony that my son was involved in was a little bit smaller because it wasn't an official ceremony. However, official meaning it wasn't a ceremony that was put on by the city, but rather was taken on by members of the community in order to kind of show our appreciation for the military members. We do have a very strong military community here in my town. There are members of the Navy, Army, as well as the Air Force, all in this city. And, you know, we thank them for their service. Canada would not be the country it is today were it not for our military members, both active, retired, whether they're in active conflicts or not. Canada would not be the country it is now without the service and sacrifice of our military members. So it's really important that we take part and do what we can do to show our appreciation and our thanks. Now that that is out of the way, it is officially Christmas season in our household, which means the Christmas music has been going since November 12th. I've been doing some Christmas shopping. I've gotten everything that I plan to get for my daughter, minus her stocking stuffers. I still have things left to get for my son, but I'm waiting for Black Friday because I have a feeling that the majority of the items that I wish to purchase for him will go on sale for Black Friday. And I mean, he does like things that are a little bit more expensive. There is a 7-year age gap between my kids. So my daughter is still, you know, into, I don't want to say traditional toys because there's nothing traditional about that child. She's into horses and dinosaurs and science, and not that that's not traditional, but she's not like, it's not dollies and Barbies and things of that nature. So I have most of what I'm getting for her, and he's into video games and the Wii and that sort of things. So I'm going to change colors. Where is it? That's Holly Berry. I would need not Blue Coat Red. I need Sockeye. There it is. Isn't that gorgeous? And that's very nicely variegated. That's showing up pretty good. My project bag is pretty apt as well. I made it myself and made it specifically to go with this project. So everything has been in there. I do have to say I'm really enjoying these overdyed floss. However, this, I really dislike that they are on this because every time I need to take a floss out, I have to take it off the card and pull it out. And it's just, I don't know. To me, that's just, not that it's, what's the word I'm looking for? Time consuming. That's what it is. It's just time consuming. I'm used to having everything on bobbins or the DMC skeins where you just pull the thread from the bottom and cut off what you want instead of having to unloop it from a card. But, you know, that's just me being nitpicky, I guess, if you want to say that. So yeah, now that Christmas season is officially, I've totally made a mess of this floss. Now that Christmas season is officially starting in our household, we are going to be super busy. This weekend especially, because, as I said, my son is in the cadet band. He's in 2 cadet bands, actually. There is his regular cadet band, and then he is in another cadet band, which is all 3 branches of the cadets come together to form one like kind of giant band. And he is participating in the annual Christmas parade as a member of the band. Not only is he doing that, but on the same weekend, it's basically a band service weekend. So he will have band practice all day, a performance at a local women's shelter, and he will then have performance later that evening, marching in the parade with the cadet band, and then the same thing again the following day, where he will be practicing all day, And then he will be again marching in a different Christmas parade with the remainder of the cadet band again that evening. So my life is going to consist of driving him here, there, and everywhere over the weekend, which I do not mind doing in the slightest. I love that he is so involved with the cadets. They've been really good for him. My daughter as well really looks forward to going to this parade every year, as do my husband and myself. It kind of kicks off the Christmas season here for us. And I've lost my needle. Good job, Kim. 10 minutes in and we're already losing things. That's fantastic. Where did that go? Oh well. I guess I will find that later when I get up, and I'll pull another needle out for now. I love these John James needles. I really need to get more of them. They're fantastic. What kind of traditions does everybody do to get ready for Christmas? I know in the States anyway, you guys have Thanksgiving coming up. That's not really, well, I mean, Thanksgiving here in Canada was back at the beginning of October. Sorry, I'm a thread licker. I think I've shifted the camera too. Oh, this is gonna be a hot mess. Sorry, guys. I mean, depending upon, you can let me know in the comments. Maybe somebody has a better idea of how I can set my camera up. And depending upon how this goes, I don't know if I will ever do one of these ever again. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It helps if you could see the stitching, right? Totally. Sorry, I'm not used to chatting while I'm stitching. It's a new experience for me. Get in there. There we go. And I'm also finding I'm looking both at the fabric in my hand and through the camera lens as well, which is very interesting, I have to say. Oh, actually, maybe I should probably count this. Hang on. Hold, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 12, yay. That was a painfully awkward silence, I apologize. Painfully awkward. And look at the fabric, Kim, not at the camera. Where was I? Oh. The reason I'm all into Christmas stitching right now, minus this project, is I won one of Michelle Bendy Stitchy's auctions over on her Instagram. Every month, she just started supporting a different charity every month. Last month was a charity called Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep, and they help family to take photographs of infants who passed, which I think is really important, because a lot of the times I feel like people just kind of, oh, you lost your infant type thing, and they don't want to talk about it, and I think it's important that people are treated with compassion, and it's a loss no matter how long the child was alive. So I decided to bid on one of the auctions, and I won. And I ended up with 4 of the Mill Hill Petite Ornament kits. and I completed one the other day. I had never done a Mill Hill kit before, and I really enjoyed it. I thought I was going to not like the beading because, as a general rule, I find beading really tedious and really boring, and even though I know it's like that's the end stages of completing the project, I'm kind of just like over it and I want to get it done as fast as possible. So, but I really enjoyed it. I finished it off. I just need to buy some paper to back it with, and I'm going to gift it to a friend for Christmas. 7, 8. I think she'll really enjoy it, and my money went to a good cause. So I'd say it's a win-win all the way around. I'm sorry, I just hit the camera. I know I'm probably making everybody seasick. I'm sorry. It's very Canadian. Apologizing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Whoops. 10. 11. 12. Yay, we made it. Again, that was probably very painful for those of you watching, and I apologize. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, I have some other plans for the other Mill Hill kits. I'd like to try and get them done for Christmas. I think I'd like to keep one for myself. I plan to give another one away as a gift. I am also working on the 6 Fat Men by Lizzie Kate, and I'd like to get that done in time for Christmas. I'd like to turn that into a wall hanging to hang in my entryway as you come in the house. I'm trying to convince my husband. It's not going so well so far. He wants to get a real tree again this year. I would like to get a new fake tree. I'm really liking the look of the flocked Christmas trees. I just think they're so pretty. I mean, there are pros and cons to both. I would prefer a fake tree because, 1, I don't have to water it, and 2, it's not going to drop its needles all over the place, so that means less sweeping up for me. And my husband tends to go for like the massive real trees where it's almost like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation when they unwrap it and it's gonna bust all the windows out of my house, which is fine, but we've rearranged our living room, and the spot that we normally put the Christmas tree now has a bookshelf in it, and we do not have anywhere else that we could possibly put that bookshelf. So the only spot for our Christmas tree really is right in front of our living room window, which is fine, but there is a heating register right in front of that window as well. So I don't know how well a tree would do in that area. I think, like, normally when we get our tree, we get it around the first weekend of December, and it stays up until New Year's Day. However, if it's right in front of the register like that, I don't know if it will last until New Year's Day. Like, my thought is, I don't want to get this tree, spend all the time decorating it, only to have to take it down like Christmas Day because it's so dead and dried out that we just can't have it anymore. Also, our cat, when we have a real tree, she won't leave it alone. She's tried to climb it, so we have to make sure that we tie it into the wall because she has knocked over trees in previous years. And she also will drink out of the water for the tree, so we have to be super vigilant about making sure that there's water at all times because the cat will go down there and basically drink the tree dry. And while I know they're better for the environment to have a real tree, I just like how less of a hassle it is to have the fake tree. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys do a real tree or do you guys do a fake tree? Or do you guys do multiple trees? What leave your opinion below. I would love some opinions about the Christmas tree situation. And I mean, I keep sending, every time I go into a store, I manage to find a flock tree and I keep sending him pictures of it and he agrees that they are very pretty, but I haven't been able to convince him yet that we should go with buying a flocked tree. I mean, they are quite expensive compared to getting a real tree. A real tree, we buy them from the fireman's lot every year and they are roughly $25, $30-ish dollars, whereas a fake tree, for a nice fake tree, you're looking at probably over $200, if not more. So, I mean, I can understand it from that standpoint, him not wanting to spend the money, but it's just so pretty. I love Christmas. I'm here for the glitter. I'm here for the flock trees. I'm here for the music. I'm here for the shine. I'm here for the sparkle. I'm here for it all. And I'm personally, like, obviously part of Christmas is commercialism, getting and receiving gifts. However, I prefer to give gifts rather than receive them. I'm actually very excited this year. I'm making a few handmade gifts for some friends. The Christmas ornament I mentioned is going to a very dear friend of mine, as well as I do some sewing, so I am going to make her a book sleeve. She is a voracious reader, not leader. Well, she is a leader, but that's not the point. She is a voracious reader like I am, although I don't typically buy many hard copy books anymore. I have an e-reader that I prefer to use just because I can take an entire library with me as opposed to a regular book where I can only take one or two books and my purse is heavy. She prefers actual books and they always are getting beat up in her bag because she's a very busy mom with girls in dance and gymnastics and everything else. So it's always getting beat up in her bag and I would like to give her a solution to that problem. So I found the perfect fabric yesterday and the second I saw it, it screamed her name to me. So I bought it and I'm going to make that up for her. And I'm hoping that she really likes it. I do also do a lot of Christmas baking. So I plan to get a good start on my Christmas cookies. I plan to give my daughter's teachers and her horseback riding coach all cookies. I found some very cute tins at the local dollar store. They are in the shape of ugly Christmas sweaters. And they're so cute that the second I saw them, I thought they would be perfect to make some homemade cookies in and gift to people. So I picked those up. And I will be doing my cookies up very soon so that I can get it all done and ready for Christmas. Anyway, that is the majority of my Christmas plans. I have been babbling on now for almost 25 minutes. I think it is time, once I fill this square in, to go and have some lunch and maybe finish my tea. I am currently enjoying a London fog. For those of you that don't know what that is an Earl Grey tea latte with foamed milk. Very Canadian, very delicious. I think I am going to go finish that off once I am done this block, and I will catch you all in my next video. And until I talk to you all again, have a great day, enjoy the day wherever you are, and get those stitches in where you can. Bye!